Guys, in this video, like you just saw, we are going to be literally immortal to a level that we have not seen until Season of the Wish. What's good, guys? It's Zen, and we are here in Season 23 to bring you the strongest solar builds. Today, we'll be covering Titan, which will leave just Warlock left, so look out for that next week. With today's build, we will have infinite restoration with 4 ways to activate it, making us effectively immortal in endgame content. This brand new build will stand the test of time, but is currently extremely potent in Season 23 due to its usage of the new solar artifact perks. So let's waste no time and get right into it. Now guys, the first thing I want to explain is how exactly we have infinite restoration with 4 ways to activate it. First of all, restoration is a powerful healing effect that persists even as we take damage. As you can see, with restoration, I am able to sit on top of a group of enemies and never fear death. Now for the first of our 4 restoration methods, we have our healing grenade. By throwing this grenade at our feet, we gain restoration as well as cure. Cure just gives us a chunk of HP back all at once. Our second method of gaining restoration is from our throwing hammer. Throwing hammer is our charged melee, which when combined with the Soul Invictus aspect will create a sunspot when defeating targets. This sunspot is our second source of restoration. For our third and most potent method of activating restoration, we will be taking advantage of the rework that the exotic Precious Scars received in Season 23. Now, when you wear Precious Scars and get final blows with weapons matching your subclass, you gain restoration for free. Guys, it cannot be overstated how ridiculously broken this is, especially on solar. The other restoration sources are nice and will happen often, but you are constantly getting solar weapon kills. To be able to proc restoration on demand with weapon kills is filthy in endgame content, but even more so when you consider that we can extend the duration of restoration with the fragment Ember of Empyrean. As you can see, for just a few ad kills, we are able to easily gain 10 seconds of restoration for free. When you also consider how we can start restoration from our healing grenades and hammers, you start to understand how truly plentiful your restoration uptime will be with this build. But in Season 23, Bungie has absolutely juiced solar with the artifact perks, and by using them we can tap into even more restoration. Now first of all, you're going to want Flint Striker. This perk grants you Radiant for landing multiple precision hits with solar weapons. Radiant is a universal weapon damage bonus of 25%. Now since Flint Striker only takes solar precision hits to activate, you will get this naturally just by going for your restoration and Empyrean kills. Another thing to note is that Radiant also gets extended by Empyrean, so without even specking into it, you will pretty much have infinite universal 25% weapon damage bonus with this build. Now on top of that, we can also use Kindling Trigger, which gives our solar weapons scorched rounds when we are Radiant. Now when we shoot at an enemy who isn't scorched, they will become scorched. When we combine this with Ember of Searing, every single solar kill while we are Radiant will create fire sprites. Now guys, fire sprites are these collectibles that give us 15% grenade energy, but on top of that, with our final fragment, Ember of Mercy, picking up these fire sprites will grant us restoration, giving us our final method for a total of 4. Now guys, in order to take advantage of this build and have the highest restoration uptime possible, you will need to synergize your weapons in order to be able to frag out and get those solar rapid kills. That means weapons like machine guns will shine here. If you had a solar waveframe grenade launcher, that could also prove useful, but in my opinion, you'll want a weapon that generally has high ammo economy that you can spam for the entire activity with high damage output. That is why I will always recommend a machine gun for build synergy, even despite the rocket launcher meta that we are in. The best part about this build is both your energy and heavy weapons can synergize, giving you a ton of flexibility. At the end of the day though, your weapon choices are up to you. Just make sure you can get those rapid solar kills to maintain your restoration with Ember of Empyrean, and make sure you can land solar precision hits to activate your scorch rounds with Flint Striker and Kindling Trigger. Now guys, something very important to note is that Solar Titan has a very powerful gameplay loop where you can just go around throwing your hammer at everything for huge damage, stacking restoration the entire time. Every time you get a kill with your hammer, you activate Roaring Flames, giving you increased damage for your next hammer throw. Roaring Flames has up to 3 stacks for a total of 73% extra damage. On top of that, your hammer kills also activate Ember of Empyrean, which means for just a few hammer add kills, you can maintain infinite restoration. And while pushing up on enemies and high-end activities is usually a bad move, at max stacks of Roaring Flames, you can output some serious damage, and the restoration from your sunspots gives you the safety net to go for it. Your hammers even weaken targets thanks to Revitalizing Blast, which is a debuff causing you to deal 15% more damage to the targets. Guys, this build is absolutely disgusting, so be sure to copy everything on my screen, or you can use the dim link in the description. There is no way this build is balanced, so give it a try today if you want to try God mode in Destiny. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything at all, be sure to subscribe as I put a ton of effort into my content, and I will be releasing a build for all 3 classes on Solar and Stasis this season. Either way, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you for the next video. Peace.